Welcome to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. So today you guys are going to be doing my WWE Raw review from last night, July 26th. Nikki Cross, she ended up coming out and saying how she basically was afraid to win the Money in the Bank and so on and so forth. Charlotte Flair comes out and said that it's all Rhea Ripley's fault, that Nikki ASH is, the women's champion. And then so Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce ends up coming out, you guys, saying that it's going to be a triple threat match at SummerSlam between those three women. So it's pretty cool, you guys, because we already knew that was going to come. So then, you guys, we had Sheamus versus Damien Priest. Damien Priest, he ends up with a lot of comeback throughout this match. Sheamus did as well. Damien Priest does that hand clap thing, and then Damien Priest ends up doing this roundhouse kick and kicking the face mask of Sheamus off, and Sheamus is holding his face, acting as if his nose is still broken, which was pretty funny to me. Then, you guys, that's when we seen Damien Priest runs up into the corner. Sheamus ends up countering with with double boots into the chest of Damien Priest. Damien Priest gets Sheamus into like the middle rope and then choke slams him, you guys. Then, you guys, we end up seeing Damien Priest ends up getting set up by the Alabama Slam by Sheamus. Sheamus was attempting to lock in the cloverleaf. I thought he was going to lock it in, but he actually didn't because Damien Priest reversed it. And then we see an elbow, you guys, by Damien Priest onto Sheamus. After then, you guys, we see Sheamus goes in for the cover, but Damien Priest ends up kicking out of the cover. And then we see Damien Priest goes in for the hit the lights. They call it reckoning or something now, you guys. That's what I heard they said last night. But Damien Priest looked like he is going to face Sheamus for the United States Championship. Maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in 5 weeks at SummerSlam, but more than likely it'll be sooner rather than later. Then, you guys, well, like I said, that was a pretty cool match, have to say the least. Then we seen the Viking Raiders versus AJ Styles Omos for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. As you can see throughout the match, where Ivar was ground and pound. Well, yeah, Ivar ground and pound on AJ Styles, and then pushes AJ. AJ Styles was trying to run in the corner, but Ivar ends up AJ Styles ends up faking it, you guys, so he kind of moved out the way. Then AJ Styles go up for the phenomenal forearm. Then we see Ivar ends up reversing it into a vicious clothesline. And then that's when we see Eric, well, no, it was Ivar that was an outside holding the leg of Omos, but Omos ends up pushing him out of the way. AJ Styles tags in Omos. Omos ends up showing what he does best, which is overpowering everybody through him and AJ Styles tag team matches. And then we see Omos goes in for the Colossus slam from high up. Then we see the 450 splash by the phenomenal one himself, AJ Styles, which was pretty cool to see, you guys, that AJ Styles almost won. So, pretty good match. Then, you guys, after then, we had Drew McIntyre versus Veer. That's always with Jinder Mahal, because Shanky was injured by 34 chair shots that he received last Monday, just to write him off TV. The match was pretty short. Drew McIntyre ended up winning by disqualification because Veer brought in the chair. Drew McIntyre claymored it into his face. And then Jinder Mahal had some type of attorney or something like that, you guys. And yeah, and then right here, you guys, we had Eva Marie and Doudrop versus Tamina and Natalya. That's when we see Tamina ends up hitting a super kick into the face of Eva Marie, but Natalya ends up hurting herself, you guys. So could this possibly mean that Natalya and Tamina will possibly have to drop those Raw Tag Team titles, maybe to Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox, because they haven't received their received like a rematch or a title match, to say the least, you guys. So we're definitely going to see how this is going to have to go. Natalya kind of, she definitely kind of messed herself up during this match. So, wow. Then you guys, after then, we end up having Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee. Karrion Kross lost last week against Jeff Hardy. He couldn't get it. Jeff Hardy couldn't make it to Raw because he tested positive for COVID-19, as I did in a video on Sunday. So go ahead and check that video out where I talk more about that. We seen Karrion Kross ends up putting in the cross jacket onto Keith Lee. Keith Lee ends up tapping out, you guys. Hopefully he will get back on track once again. But Karrion Kross tonight, you guys, NXT comes on. Today is Tuesday because I'm doing this video on Tuesday. He has to worry about Samoa Joe after Samoa Joe was looking for Karrion Kross, but you know, we're definitely gonna have to see what's gonna go on. Then you guys, we had a pretty cool match, which was one of my favorites of the night. Mustafa Ali and Mansoor versus T-Bar Mace. T-Bar Mace are some pretty big guys, and I thought that T-Bar Mace was actually going to win this match, but we end up seeing some great agility by Mansoor. Mansoor ends up doing like this net breaker type maneuver on Mace, and then that's when T-Bar gets on the outside and gets in the face of Mansoor. But after then, we end up seeing Mustafa Ali come through the rope and hitting a DDT onto T-Bar, and I was like, wow, and that was like a patenting one. And then Mace was trying to choke slam Mansoor out the top rope, but then again, that's when Mansoor ends up rolling Mace up into a win. And, you know, it was surprising to see the face of Mustafa Ali. So, look like we're going to have a new tag team, you guys. Then the almighty himself, Bobby Lashley, he ends up coming out to answer Goldberg challenge. But some former members of the Hurt Business group, Cedric Alexander, ends up coming out alongside. After then, we had Shelton Benjamin. He came out as well. And so they saying that they can beat Bobby Lashley. And so they end up having a match right here. As you want to see the little photo footages of it right here. And Bobby Lashley said he wanted to take both of them on in a 2-on-1 handicap match. So that match did happen on Raw. But Bobby Lashley, look, so I know he's definitely going to answer Goldberg challenge. Goldberg may be on Raw next Monday. We're definitely going to have to see. So as you can see right here, Bobby Lashley just slammed Cedric Alexander and stacked them in 1, 2, 3 and just pinned them. Not taking credit, not saying that he did like Roman Reigns did over on SmackDown. But then again, you guys, we had Riddle versus John Morrison. It was like all 4 men were against Riddle. So what I feel like you guys is they're setting up for Randy Orton to come back and to help Riddle. Riddle had the dripstick sprayed onto the back up. Excuse me, guys. Sprayed onto the back of him. And then Riddle ends up kicking The Miz over out of his wheelchair and so on and so forth. Then AJ Styles and Omos ends up coming out there, grab the scooter of Riddle's. And then Omos ends up snapping the scooter, you guys, as Riddle was trying to do the floating bro, but end up didn't get that. So then again, you guys, we had another favorite match of the night that I like that you got, which was the 9th match of the night. As you can see, this guy's hitting back flips, and then he flipped in the ring, you guys. Hopefully he didn't have a trampoline. But that is Reginald versus R-Truth. R-Truth had like a microphone and everything connected to him. As you can see, the face of R-Truth. I was laughing throughout this whole match. I'm going to rewatch this match, definitely. As you can see, R-Truth was saying we can either do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. And then as R-Truth was about to snatch him up, he ends up Reggie ends up slooping up out of his jacket. And then R-Truth throws the jacket into the face of him. And then next thing you know, we see the 24. R-Truth ends up losing the match, and we see the 24/7 championship people come out. And then as you can see, This man jumped all over the rope over everybody and landed on his feet and started hitting cartwheels. Well, no, hitting backflips back up the entrance ramp, which was pretty funny. I think he hit like 5 of them. Then we had the match that I really didn't like of the night, which shouldn't have been the main event, which is Charlotte Flair versus Nikki Cross. Charlotte Flair, she just ended up reversing like a pin or whatever on Nikki Cross and end up beating her. So thank you guys for watching Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com.